As far as all that goes, I think if anybody really honestly thought about it, the Beatles are kind of they're gonna come up short right there. So then everybody goes, well, the cultural influence that the Beatles had on modern music is so profound, and yeah, they did influence a lot of other artists. Oh, and in terms of performances and talent, also Queen. By the way, I forgot to mention them as well. Freddie Mercury is an amazing singer.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses is another one. Axl Rose has a 5-octave range. The Beatles together don't have 5 octaves. So, you know. But anyway, in terms of cultural, yeah, they did do a lot. But first off, they don't compare to Elvis and Michael Jackson and B.B. King. These were like founding people of the styles that they played. And while the Beatles did have a big, massive cultural influence, don't think it was anywhere near them.
No.
And then if we're going to be really, really like unbelievable cultural influences, you go back to guys like what was his name? Inventor of ragtime music. Without him, there wouldn't be any modern music. Mm-hmm. And you go back to like classical composers, right? Because think of honestly, I know that you don't normally sit down and listen to classical CDs, but honestly think about the influence that Beethoven, Mozart, Brahms, Bach, that they had on music as it exists today. And guys like Franz Liszt, who basically invented performing like a concert. Like he making the performance itself into an art.
Yeah.
Him out in the audience before Michael Jackson ever did it. And he turned his piano sideways way before Elton John or Freddie Mercury came around. So, you know, he was like the world's first superstar when it came to that kind of stuff. And in modern times, the absolute most prolific composer and has to be the most influenced person on modern like culture.
Justin Bieber. I got it.
Did Star Wars, he did Jaws, he did Jurassic Park. He's literally the most prolific composer in like the last 100 and something years. So I really think that a lot of the stuff the Beatles for a particular person.
Yeah.
So like they hear a Beatles song and they're like, "Oh, I was here when I heard this song," or "I used to," you know, it's stuff like that, and that nostalgia totally valid, right? I mean that you like them because of that, but I mean, dude, B.B. King's worst song has got more soul than the Beatles' White Album.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And like, and that's the thing, right? Too, because there are lots of people that can sing well and that they hit the notes right, and you know they are in time and everything. But there are not lots of people that make you believe it, you know, that really sell it to you.
Yeah.
That have got the soul in behind it. And then, you know, you sit and listen to guys like B.B. King, and he could do something so simple, whether it was vocally or on his guitar, and you just felt it, man. You know, ZZ Top, you just felt what they were bringing it, you know. There was soul behind it.
ZZ Top!
To me, that's more of, yeah. To me, that's more of a measure of how good that they are more than anything else is, am I feeling this, you know? Can I get vibing with this music, you know? Can I really vibe with this? And the thing about that is like that applies to. Dad was talking about Kiss, right? Kiss took the performance side of it. As far as performance, are on equal levels, just in complete opposite directions. You know,
Yeah.
but
Kiss pretty good though.
crazy. But when you like, you just sit down and listen to it. It applies to all genres, right? If
Genres?
the song is angry, and the when the person wrote it, they were angry, and so they poured their emotions into this song. When they sing it, if I feel what they were feeling when they wrote it, to me, that's a success. They did this. They did it right. You know, and I got to be honest. Yellow Submarine does not elicit a massive amount of emotional response from me. Not to say that I don't like any Beatles songs, because there are good Beatles songs. There are some pretty good, like I like Hey Jude, for instance.
I
But
don't like Hey Jude.
you don't like Hey Jude?
I don't like the Beatles though, so ah ba 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 ba. So
Like
Nick,
the Beatles is because
yeah.
if I had the choice to listen to the Beatles or many other artists, I'm going to pick most of the other artists over the Beatles because
Why don't you grab the
there
coaster
are
from here?
there are lots of ones that I put ahead of it. But you know, let's see. But I don't know. It's just one of those. It's just one of those things where everybody wants to be so. I'm trying to think of a polite way to say this. Um, Such high praise on the Beatles for really kind of just showing up at the right time.
Oh, you want this to go up from here? Do it like this instead. It just you can't take a corner like that when
Oh
going
yeah,
up.
because it. Yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Perfect storm of conditions, really, for the Beatles' popularity. To Journey or the Eagles, they
Oops.
wish that they could sound like that. And of course, you're always going to get the, well, they wish that they had the Beatles record sales. But I mean, nah, they probably don't, because can you imagine how much money that they've made off of their record sales? Because it's been frankly ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh,
Aerosmith, for instance.
Most sold album in history versus multiple most selling albums in history. You know, there you go.
Okay, what was it? Because you cut out on me. So
Most selling album in history, which was broken by Post Malone, versus the most selling albums in history. Multiple albums versus one album. You get what I'm saying?
right,
Like, the Beatles may have had one album that sold more than the others at that time, but these other artists had multiple albums that outsold, uh, you know, a whole bunch of albums. I guess is what I'm saying.
yeah,
I mean, it's one album versus, you know, a plethora of others.
yeah. And I think it was on iFunny. I'd read this thing where somebody was basically saying something similar to what I was, and they were like, the Beatles really are not, when you view them through the lens of some of these other artists, they're not really that impressive as much as what a lot of people think they are. And then somebody's like, yeah, well, there's a bunch of musicians and music experts that agree that the White Album is the best history of all time, or the best like album of all time in all of history or something like that. And I'm like, Nah,
Negative.
I, I have I have artists, many artists, like not just one or two. There are several artists that
Oops.
I could pick one of their songs, just one song,
If I
and
could
to
type.
me, yeah, to me, I would listen to that one song over any, not just on the White Album, but any of the Beatles songs on any of their albums at all.
Yeah.
A lot of people will be like, "No, that's not right," but yeah, sorry, it's kind of the truth.
I mean, when it all boils down to it, it's your opinion, and
Yeah,
you know.
it's a personal preference thing. It's just that everybody wants to be so like just hop on the Beatles train, but you know, you gotta keep an open mind. Even again, like music of the time, Clapton.
Yeah.
It was
Clapton.
Clapton.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody wanting to get all excited, but you counting out the man himself. You know, easily one of the greatest, and one of the most influential guitar players too. And everybody wants to talk about like Paul McCartney a lot. And I mean, this is the thing. I could take any reasonably competent kid that plays guitar,
And teach
and
them how
I'm
to play
pretty
Beatles.
sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure I could teach them how to play any Beatles song that they wanted to know. Just right there. I mean, it wouldn't be all that insane for a kid to do that. There's a it's not that hard.
Oh, I see what you did here. This is
Yeah,
different.
yeah, looping back around and underneath.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually replace this with some netherrack. The stone
That's
down
fine.
here. Well, that way you see that, the reoccurring theme of the
Yeah,
underground.
yeah.
Remember that the world is made
I
of
don't.
flesh.
Jeez.
I'm gonna actually move this over by one. Just to, I don't know, satisfy my brain just a little bit here. Sorry, Nick.
Yeah.
There's just some unsatisfaction going on in my brain with a little bit of what you did here, but I fixed it.
Unsatisfaction.
Unsatisfaction. Non-satisfaction. I don't know what term to use.
I got you. No, it's fine. I really would like this episode to get in the hands of people who are just really fanatical about Beatles music.
Would you though? Because then they might be like, I don't know. I mean, that's that's the kind of publicity that I wouldn't mind though. People going,
Exactly. That's
it's like,
because they would be all like, "Dude, this guy was just hating on the Beatles, and he was just talking about how the Beatles suck," and which is not at all what I said. I said that there are lots of people who are better musically and performance wise, and also better as far as their impact on the world.
We never said the
culture-wise.
Beatles suck. We just said we think that there are better people than the Beatles.
Yeah, definitely. My opinion is that there's far better artists than the Beatles because I'm sorry, but the truth is the truth, man. You know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know what you're saying.
It is the true, and
Sometimes you have to
there's
just...
not a lot I can do about it.
Sometimes you just have to accept the true.
It is the way.
Do you know do we?
I can't do anything about it. It is, man.
It do be like that sometimes.
It's so funny though, because you get like these people. There's a lot of people that will do this too. They'll be like, I don't know. You can take pretty much any band. They'll take like a boy band or something, right? And they'll just crap all over the fan base for this boy band. Absolutely just.
Yeah, just gas all over it, man.
Yeah. But there'll be somebody who listens to somebody who's really not all that impressive, or the reason that they are impressive is because everyone else that likes them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the real thing with the Beatles is not that it's not necessarily their own merit. It's all the people who like espouse them, that talk about how great they are.
Yeah.
So the thing is, and the thing that a lot of people seem to not realize when they crap all over these other like fans of these other artists is that the Beatles were a while ago, and then the next group that like this generation is going to think of as the Beatles, as their version of the Beatles. You know what I mean?
One Direction
is like it's somebody that like Beatles fans are not all Beatles fans, but that these people that are crazy over the Beatles are just pooping all over.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. One Direction.
Well, that was the band that was popping into my head was One Direction. Not gonna lie.
I'm pretty good at guessing. What's your thing, Nick? We share a brain.
It's just like, oh, your music sucks. Listen to this, and I'm not gonna say that I don't like hear a song that I'm not a fan of and go, oh, dude, no, listen to this if you want to listen to, but in the end, it all boils down to just whatever you like. I mean, that's a personal preference thing. That's why that there's so many styles of music, so we all have something to enjoy. That's literally the whole purpose, so everyone who's just, and it gets annoying too, doesn't it? Anybody who's just,
dude, this ride will literally murder somebody during the process of riding it with these crazy twists and turns that you do on it.
Dude, yeah, isn't that the,
I mean,
but anyway,
have you just looked back at what you've done so far?
Oh yeah, it's completely insane. It's complete insanity.
I'm just thinking about, somebody's brain is just going to turn to mush after riding this thing.
I'm just thinking about all the lawsuits, man. I'm just thinking about all the lawsuits.
It's okay. Nobody has another choice now. We bought the other park.
Exactly.
We're a monopoly now.
Monopoly.
If you want to ride a roller coaster, you have to come to us.
You have to ride ours. I'm going to do a straight stretch at the finish because, you know, it's like a launch coaster. So I'm straight stretch it at the finish.
Okay.
But anyway,
Do you like what I'm doing with all this support and suspension?
Curves on it. That's really cool looking.
Huh? What'd you say?
Don't you think it's that way? I said I like the curves. I like what you're doing. Don't you think it's that way with pretty much anything, though?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're a fan of just one thing, right? So one person's a fan of the Beatles, or a fan of just one show, or just one movie, or just one movie series.
Oops.
You lost the game. And that's the whole, like, if you sit down and discuss that topic, like the topic of music, the topic of film, of films, the topic of TV shows, and that's the only thing that they keep bringing up is just that one band or that one show or that one movie, that gets old real fast. It's just like it, you know, and with some things, I guess it's more acceptable than others, because I know a lot of people that will listen to like one comedian, but I mean, with as many, I use music because it's what I'm so familiar with, but with as much music as there is out there, you really don't have a very good excuse for not at least knowing about
other music,
other styles of music. Yeah. Other styles besides the one that you prefer.
Nick, I like how you built all this and you put this track down without any redstone.
But
no, it's okay, man. I'll fix your problems, man.
Oh my gosh, that is so steep. That is just a V right there.
Yeah, well,
yoink.
The wooden coaster has a V in it too. Oops. It's okay, man. I'll fix your problems, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice.
Nice.
I'll let you finish the rest of it.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's like a parkour course once you get out of here. out of the hole. Once you leave the hole, it just turns into parkour.
Minecraft parkour, dude.
Parkour coaster.
Straight up. One video game. That's like the best example I can think of. The reason that so many people hate Fortnite is because so many Fortnite players only play Fortnite, and that's all they want to talk about.
Amen.
I feel like it's the same no matter what you're into. If it's just the one thing, it's going to get old real fast, and people are going to be like, okay, let's talk about something else.
Hey, but some people don't get over those things, man. Just be like that. I think the launch spot should be right here, maybe.
All the way back? Yeah, that would be cool.
So, basically, put down this block back, and then
I'm going to get a good... We have to light this bad boy a little bit more, but I think we just light it with fire because it's going to be real extreme.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. Just see here.
I want to get just a good above view.
Okay. So...
Yeah, you know.
Do this.
It's like, kind of like with foods, too. And who only ate chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, and mashed potatoes. We got her to try a lobster ball. And she was like, oh, that's actually really good. And it's like, see what you're missing? This is so tasty. You know,
See what
it,
you need in your life.
like, oh, I don't listen to that style of music. It's like, but why not try it? I mean, it's there's so much variation now that I'm
Yeah.
sure there's something you would like there. You know, like I don't listen to a whole lot of rap music, but there are plenty of rap songs that I really like listening to. Even though I don't listen to just like, my phone is not all rap albums.
Yeah. What do I want to do?
There's
I gotta think. I gotta think of what to do here.
We got to do a
So
big brain.
basically, basically, well, you want.
Almost too much. Almost too astounding.
No, you're astounding.
You're amazing. You're breathtaking.
You're breathtaking.
No, you're breathtaking. Random citizen. Did you see they're wanting to do a live action Megamind,
No.
and they want Markiplier to play Metro Man.
Oh my gosh.
That probably won't happen because I think Metro Man was like voiced by Brad Pitt or something like that. But I could totally see Will Ferrell being or Will Ferrell, whatever. I could
Will
totally see him.
Ferrell.
Will Ferrell, dude, yeah, that would be awesome. It's a fusion dance.
Oh my
He sings
gosh.
happy while he's in an elf costume. But anyway, I could totally see Will Ferrell being down to be a live action Megamind.
You
'Cause
just
that's
said
like
Will
that's just
Ferrell that time.
no, it must have cut out the L because I said Will Ferrell, but I could totally see him willing to be a live action Megamind. You see him putting on a gigantic fake blue head and being like, "All right, let's do this." Just Leroy Jenkins straight into the history books.
Oops. Yeah.
Also, another movie that deserves live action Shrek, but with all the same people.
Can you
Like it
imagine?
has to be the same. It has to be the same voice actors for Shrek and Donkey and Fiona.
Yeah. Why aren't these blocks
And
updating?
I don't
The
know.
heck?
Doesn't the guy that voiced Lord Farquaad? Doesn't the guy that voiced him actually kind of look like him?
I mean, yeah, he sort of does.
Now in
Why isn't it activating all these rails?
in the second one, in the second Shrek, the guy that played Jamie Lannister should totally be Prince Charming because he looks exactly like him.
There. Let's do it that way. Can you just do a spot check and make sure all of the things are on the track, actually? And I'm about to finish up the hut here.
Yeah, I think everything you wanted one, not redstone right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything looks good.
So there's actually things all the way around everywhere.
Cut out on me.
So there's actually things all the way around everywhere. Like every spot there's supposed to be a track has a track. Is what I was saying.
Yes. Yeah, I don't see any missing track.
Okay, cool. We'll just do this instead.
Some board zone. Yo, this a motherfucking war zone.